This doggone lake has had my number. In 2 tournaments, I've laid in 2 fish on Smith Mountain Lake. 2 fish. Something's got to change. Something's got to be different. We got to do something a little bit different this weekend, especially in a super tournament. If you don't know what a super tournament is, this is the last regular season tournament of the year. Hopefully not my last tournament, because depending on how I do this weekend, will determine if I get to go fish the regional championship on the Potomac River here in a month and a half or so. But a super tournament, if you didn't know, is a 2-day tournament. You have to qualify to fish the second day. How do you qualify? You finish in the top 20% of the field, which is tough to do. Very tough to do. And especially on a new body of water. And a body of water you don't have a lot of experience on. This lake, this mountain lake, phew, she's had my number both times I've been there. So what's going to be different this time? What can I do different to make sure that I have a decent showing? And sitting in 31st in the point standings, I'm no way guaranteed to get to the Potomac. You have to be in the top 45. I'm no way guaranteed that if I come here, if I go to Smith Mountain and have a really bad performance, I mean, I might can get in if I catch 2 fish, 1 fish, it just depends. But your goal coming into this event shouldn't be just do good enough. I thought about that. I thought about, well, you know what? All I got to do is catch a couple of fish and I'm good. I'm like, well, why? Why would you spend $350 on an entry fee? All the gas to get up there, the lodging. Dude, it costs a lot of money to go fish these things when you're 4 hours away from them. I'm sure anybody that's fishing these knows that. So why try to do just good enough? Why not try to win the thing? So maybe that's what we'll do. We'll try to win the damn thing. But how are you going to do that? How are you going to go somewhere that you've really struggled and do better than you've ever done before? And I think we're going to do that by just completely resetting, forgetting everything we've ever done there, forgetting everything that we know about the place. More study. I mean, you need to be living on navyonics.com. Like, you need to be there 24/7 looking at stuff before you get there, so you can mark all these places mentally and be like, okay, I know there's a hump here, I know there's a shoal here. You need to go look at all these things. You need to look at them online so you can get to them in person and try to fish and see if these are areas that could hold tournament quality tournament fish. So that's what I've been doing. I've been doing a lot of that, doing a lot of map study. I've also reached out to some local people and trying to get an idea of what's going on. And past that, you know, it's seasonal tendencies. What's going on up there right now? I mean, it's late summer. It's September. It's going to be September 7th on Saturday. It's late summer. I don't think there's any transition going on. There shouldn't be. I think it's still warm. It's been really hot. It's just now starting in the mornings to get to the point where it's a little chilly, but it's during the day, it's still very hot. Water temperatures are still high up there, or high-ish. And so I still think it's going to be a summertime pattern. But you really don't know till you get up there. You know, I don't know if it's going to be a worm bite, if it's going to be a cranking bite. These are all things that I've got going to have a very limited amount of time to figure out. Make no mistake about it, I'm going to do my absolute best to figure it out. You need to get several quality bites in practice, try to find a pattern, and then be able to duplicate that pattern. But just like every time I go to Smith Mountain Lake, some sort of weather is going to play a factor here. First time I went, it snowed, and it was so cold. It was ridiculously cold. It was March. Icing and snowing, just crazy cold. Second time I went earlier this year, I mean, it rained about 80% of the day. It made things pretty miserable. This time we got a hurricane rolling through here. Now the hurricane, I suppose, is moving up the Florida coast. It's the eastern seaboard here. of Florida up through Georgia, and then it's going to scoot along fairly close to where I live. Thursday into Friday. I'm sure we'll have some rain up in Virginia, Friday or so. But on Saturday, everything should be clear. So I'm hoping that my practice won't get affected in any way with this storm, but who knows? But it's still early in the week. It's Tuesday. Weatherman's usually never right, so who knows what that thing is going to ultimately do. But as it stands right now, the storm should be passed on by Friday afternoon sometime. We should be good on Saturday and Sunday. But still, every time I fish a BFL, it just seems like there's some sort of weather event that's just. But anyway, I'm excited. I'm ready to go fishing again. I haven't fished a BFL since July. The James River. Didn't have as good of a day as I wanted to there, so I'm looking for a little bit of redemption. And you know what? I'm looking for some payback. I want to get some payback on this lake. It's had my number. It's time for me to get that payback in more ways than one, if you know what I mean. So we're gonna put all I got into it. Just kind of going into this tournament with a different strategy. And we're just going to forget everything we know and go out, try to get a few bites in practice, and go whack them on Saturday and Sunday. You kind of got to approach multiple day tournaments a little bit differently. So I've fished in a few multi-day tournaments, and they are different. Like, there's a fine line between beating up your fish on day one and saving them for day two. But with that being said, like, you want to make sure you got enough on day one to make it to day two. And so usually in a tournament, you're looking for 5 really big fish. Well, this thing, we're looking for 10 really big fish. And then in a BFL, you really got to look for 20 big fish, because there's a co-angler behind you that's just hoping to steal a 3-pounder out from underneath of you. And it happens. Happens a lot. So super tournaments are a little bit different, but the number one thing is just to go in this thing and get bit and have at least a shot at making the second day. And you have a shot by getting your limit, a 5-fish limit. And even if it's a small one, even if it's 12 pounds is a shot at making it the second day. 13 pounds is a better shot. 14 pounds, you're probably in the second day. So the number one thing to do is just to try to get that limit. And for a guy who's only weighing 1 fish in each of the last 2 tournaments there, having a limit would be a major, major goal. A major accomplishment. And yes, that is one of my goals, is to catch a limit in this thing. And that's that. I don't know what else to say, man. This is the last tournament of the regular season. I do not want it to be my last tournament of the year, because I want to get to the Potomac. I want to fish for all that money. I want to fish for the All-American and ultimately the Forest Wood Cup. So in order to get there, we got to go through Smith Mountain Lake, and we got to have a decent showing here. And I'm hoping for better than a decent showing. But we'll see what happens. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. All the bags are packed. New fluorocarbon spooled up on everything. I got 2 spinning rods ready to go. Drop shot, shaky heads, crankbaits, swim baits, top water, you name it, I got it ready to go. So I'm all set. I appreciate you following. And hey, season 3 is not over. We got a long ways to go. See ya.